Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Maryam and today I am here to review the new Rare Beauty Discover eyeshadow palette as well as the new eyeshadow primer and also the face primer. I'm going to be doing swatches. This look that you see on my face. However, I will be using each eyeshadow as its own individual step, as its own individual look, just to show you all the different things that you could do with this palette. So if you like this look, if you are here to see these products reviewed and given a verdict at the end of the video, then keep on watching. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesday and Sunday videos. And now let's get to this video. Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, the Discover eyeshadow palette plus collection. Let's hit it. All right, so we've got the PR package over here. Very, very cute. So this is the top section of the PR package. Here we have a new Pore Diffusing Primer, which has some hyaluronic acid, green tea extract, vitamin E, and basically this is supposed to blur the look of your pores. This product is $26. Will be available at Sephora, I believe, on April 12th. Here we have the second section, and in it we have the new Discovery eyeshadow palette in the shade True to Myself. So now this is a 7-pan eyeshadow palette. Looking at it right now, it's kind of reminding me of like the moon and the different cycles of the moon. So I think this is very, very cool. I mean, right? It looks just like it. The center shade looks like it's glittery. Then we have like a duochrome. Wow, really stunning shade. Kind of gold, kind of pink if you turn it to the side. We have some matte shades, some satin shades. So basically different textured eyeshadows. $29, all day crease resistant color, super smooth and easy to blend. Warm neutrals plus glitter top coat. And last but not least, we have the Always an Optimist eyeshadow primer. Now off the bat, this just reminded me of my Fenty Beauty primer. The packaging is very, very similar. Not the same amount of product. This one is 0.1 fluid ounce and this one is 0.27. $18 though, so that's good. I'm actually gonna be using both just to test out these eyeshadows. I'll use the Rare Beauty one on this side and I'll use the Fenty one on this side. And that's pretty much all the facts that I have. I think we should swatch this palette before creating a look. I'm actually gonna do this makeup look in reverse. I'm gonna apply the eyeshadow first, then I'm gonna use this Pore Diffusing or Pore Smoothing Primer and apply the rest of my makeup. Now they also sent me a second eyeshadow palette, and typically I would probably give it away to one of you, but looking at the colors here, this has my best friend Liz's name written all over it. This is so her aesthetic. She would love this, so Liz, come get it. I'm done with the spiel. I'm ready for the swatch model. Are you ready for the swatch model? Who's ready for the swatch model?
Swatch model. Sorry, I can't sing.
Is that your jingle?
I was trying to say, it's a Gomez song. It's just really bad.
A Gomez song?
Swatch model.
What song is that? I'm sorry.
Fetish.
All right, so we've got the names in the back. It's really tiny. He can't get it.
I can't. Undesirable?
Undeniable. Undesirable. Who would name their eyeshadow undesirable?
Well, the heart wants what it wants.
Undeniable gets a double dip out of me. It's nice, it's smooth. Not super duper pigmented, but you know, good enough. Next one is...
Gemini?
Genuine. He thought it said Gemini. Ooh. No. Genuine Gemini. Come on.
It's a nice color.
It's, yeah, okay.
It's cute.
It's all right. This next one I'm kind of excited about because it's a duochrome.
Passionate.
Passionate. Okay, we got one. Wow, it's so cool.
Oh, that's pretty.
Please swatch well. Not much emollient here, not much drag, I will say. A little better a double dip. All right, you ready for that glitter shade?
Accepting.
Accepting.
Let's discover together. This has got to be the show-off color.
Ooh, yeah.
That's pretty.
Nice. Gorgeous.
It's like glitter.
It is glitter. It's a glitter topper. So it's a glitter in like a slightly sticky base. Last three shades.
Loyal.
Okay, so the last two shades, including this one positive, are satin, somewhat metallic finishes. This is actually quite lovely. It also has this slight duochrome effect. I'm gonna give it another dip, another glide. I like this one. It's fresh. And the last shade is
Pure.
Pure. You know you need a gold in there. Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
Gorgeous gold.
It's really nice.
Nice. Beautiful. All right, model it for us. So the swatches were kind of okay, right? Not so impressive. I don't really like to go by swatches personally. I like to go by the way that eyeshadows actually apply to the skin. A Rare Beauty primer on this eye. Ooh, creamy. I was not expecting that, like concealer creamy. And definitely has a tint. I'm wondering if there are more shades of this because this is pigmented and it's not going to work for everybody. That's for sure. Blends out really nicely. Gives you a really nice solid base. Not sticky. 1 second. Always an Optimist Weightless Eye Primer. Doesn't look like there are more than just one shade here. And you saw how pigmented it was. You can clearly see it on my eye. There's a difference between this eye and this eye. This definitely has a little bit of color. For my other eye, just a little bit of my Fenty primer. This one is sheer though. You see, although it glides on, you could still see the color of my actual skin underneath. And it's a totally different consistency. This one has a slightly grippy, tacky finish, whereas the other one is like powder matte, actually. Very interesting. So what I'm gonna do with this eyeshadow palette is create a look. My goal with this look is to make it so that each individual step that I add or each individual eyeshadow gives you its own distinct look. So the first step that I'm gonna apply will essentially give you a look. Let's start with a big fluffy brush. This one is from Lancome, their 17 brush. I am going to start with this shade here. Ooh, powdery girl. I'm gonna do with this shade is basically apply that all over. I'm not gonna add much effort to this. I'm literally just gonna go back and forth from the lashes all the way to my eye socket bone just to give myself that nice little wash of color. That's very pretty. All right, let's see how this applies to the much grippier Fenty primer side. I actually don't even feel like being so free-handed with this one. I feel like the Fenty side is tacky, so it will cause a bit of drag if I just keep going back and forth. And interestingly enough, I'm seeing a lot more texture on my lid with this Fenty shadow than with the Rare Beauty shadow. It's not a deal breaker. The color definitely looks a little bit more vibrant, but the fact that my lid looks just so smooth is something that I'm noticing. Good to know. Actually, I'm gonna show you a close-up. Okay, here are the eyes. This is the Fenty side. Very, very pigmented. But look here, you can see all this little crinkling here in the eye, whereas this side, not so much pigment, not so much grip, but it looks so smooth. Much smoother lid. Noted. All right, I'm gonna see if I can build up this side by just adding a bit more of that color. The names are cute, but honestly, they're not very memorable. What brand actually has a good naming convention that you like? Comment below, I'm curious. All right, this is essentially the first look with just like this one shadow. I forgot you can also apply some on the bottom lid if you want. I'm gonna use a smaller brush for that just to give myself a little more color. First look. Love it. Okay, so just imagine I have my full face on. That's the look. Next, I'm going to grab a little brush and I'm gonna dip into the second to last shade, Positive. This is gonna be your highlighter shade. I'm not really sure this is going to work for my brow bone or not, but I'm gonna try it. Not bad. It's like a nudie golden satiny shade. Really, really pretty here. I don't think this would work for fairer skin tones, but anyone who's like my complexion or deeper can get away with using this color as a highlighter. See, like it still looks good when I turn to the side. Same thing on the other eye. So now essentially here, I'm just cleaning up the brow bone. Also gonna add that same shade to my inner corner, surround it. Definitely a really pretty iridescent shade. It has a little bit of gold, a little bit of peach, and a little bit of nude. I could totally see wearing this shade alone, just at the center of my lid. And then I'm gonna take some on my finger and then just stamp that to the center for a bit more light to the center. You see that? Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm gonna say this is kind of a nice primer. I like the fact that it's very, very smooth. And no, it's not gripping the shadows the same way as the Fenty one, but it's still workable. Second look, just imagine mascara again, a little blush. That's the vibe. Third look, I'm gonna go for Mario E5 brush, dipping into this darker shade. This one's like a plum, grayish, lavender, lilac type of color, kind of complex. I'm just gonna add that to this area here to define my outer socket. Ooh, this is not gonna work for deeper complexions. This is a little bit on the light side, a little bit lighter than what even I like to go for in this area. But I'm gonna blend it out. I'm literally gonna use that as a contour shade as opposed to an actual accent shade. It's just not dark enough for an accent, so I'm gonna buff that out. Instead, what I'm gonna do with this shade is I'm gonna define my lower lash line. I'm gonna get in there like just really, really close to the lashes. Just add a bit of smokiness. Not a fan of that one. If I wanted to give you a look, however, what I would do is grab this darker shade here. This is still kind of on the medium brown side. It's not really dark the way that I want it to be. So I'm just gonna quickly blend that out with a clean brush. This one is Crown Brush and the Makeup Show, their 10 anniversary brush. 10 anniversary, 10 year, girl. And with this brown, I'm starting to pull the color out a bit. We're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, so this right here with mascara, perhaps a natural lash, you see it? Perhaps a little wing, you see it? Even with a red lip, it would look a little classy, you know, a little mischievous. I like it. All right, next up, I definitely want to utilize this gorgeous color. You could probably see it on my finger, but this is definitely one of those unique duochromes. It's gold on one side and then pink on the other side, depending on how it hits the light. What I'm gonna do is add that directly to the lid, all the way across. This applies rather well. Definitely feels very, very soft. Ooh, pinky. But nothing that I haven't seen before. Nothing new, nothing innovative. Just like some nice everyday colors that you can also wear at night. Very, very neutral. That's just my impression so far. And I've got basically just 2 more shades to test out. I'm gonna dip into the gold shade here. This one was almost like a yellow orange gold. Pop in, add that to just the inner portion of the lower lash line, quite literally as a pop. And so now before I add the glitter, I'm actually gonna do the rest of the eye so you could really see this as a look. Let's do this. I'm gonna grab this Rare Beauty liner. It's a nice tip, but for some reason I'm not too crazy about the consistency of this liner. It's just a little too liquidy for me, but I'm going to be using it in a way that I haven't really used before. I'm gonna add some of this liquid to the top and outer lash line. Gonna wing it out slightly, like that. And then, before it has a chance to set, I'm gonna take a little small brush, dip it into this brown, and I'm gonna smudge it quickly. This brush that I'm using here is Sigma Precise Lip Line. Lip Line? It works just fine for the eye line too. All right, so just nice and smudged. And then same thing on the other eye. You know what? Hold up. Let's add the inner corner jammy. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. And you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna extend that wing. Who is she? I like what I did there. Okay, you definitely did not need to do that if you're following along with me. All right, so I just applied my mascara off camera and I gotta say, I like my look. Never mind the skin, never mind the rest of me, never mind the hair, just like the eyes, you know, the eyes and also the nails. Something about this is working. So I'm gonna dip into the glitter shade. Once again, the name is Accepting. And I think what Lee was saying is right. Not everybody wants a super pigmented glitter. I don't think we're there anymore, but we still want to dip into glitter every now and then, right? And I think this glitter is quite lovely. It allows you to add just a little bit at a time to give it that little hint of sparkle without going crazy, without going overboard and having it be a glittery look. And now I'm gonna work on the rest of the face. So first and foremost, I will say there is some fallout. The fallout specifically happened with the dark brown shade once I started blending out the liner, and then also with the duochrome pink gold shade, this one here. So I'm gonna use makeup wipe. I usually don't use makeup wipes, but just for the sake of this video, to be quick, I'm gonna use a makeup wipe down all of that. Also kind of just create that really nice straight edge with the liner. Boom, boom. Okay, and now I'm ready to test out that primer spray. Let's see. Pore Diffusing Primer. Wait, why did I think this was a spray? This is literally not a spray, it's a pump. Girl, it's actually a cream. and look at my face compared to my hand. Sexy. Gonna apply that to basically my entire face. Gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Complexion Perfection to blur those pores and seal them in, hopefully. I don't really see so much pore blurring. I do see some mattifying, but it feels nice on the skin. Okay, all that rubbing has me a little flushed. Now onto the foundation. For today, I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty foundation, which I do like. This one you do need to shake. And I think this is actually like my summer shade when I'm a little bit more sun-kissed. We'll make it work. Rare Beauty foundation brush. I love this brush. Might have applied too much. Forgot how pigmented this is. Not so bad once it's blended out, huh? Man, I will say that the primer and the foundation combination is beautiful. My skin is looking very, very dewy, very healthy, very glowy. Definitely far too much applied on the forehead. But hold on, I'm gonna use my Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer. I figured since I'm using my summer shade foundation, I might as well use my summertime concealer shade, which is 35N. For the powder, LC Cosmetics. All right, so now that just brought some much needed lightening and brightening to the center of my face. I'm gonna set the rest of the face with, you know what, Charlotte Tilbury, that's what. All right, now that I've set everything with powder, I want to reach for my liquid blush, but I should have reached for it sooner. That's okay. This liquid blush from Rare Beauty is actually very flexible. It's not like the one that comes in the little pot. That one, unfortunately, is not as easy to use, but this one, much better. So I'm gonna use this one. The shade is Joy. You need a teeny amount of product, like that much. Look how far that goes. Honestly, I don't want any more. Like, that's good enough for me. Gonna add the same amount here. This is probably the most pigmented liquid blush I've ever tried in my life. I feel like I don't really need bronzer. Like, my foundation shade is definitely bronzy enough for me, but I'm gonna go for bronzer anyway, because I'm just that. Pink Me Up Oh Honey from JACLYN Cosmetics. Just gonna bronze up a smidge. And then like a little bit under the cheekbone. Great. Which highlighter? I don't want to be too monochrome with the pink, but I always go for the gold. Maybe I can mix them. Mix them on the back of my hand. Pinch here, a pinch there, and the rest on my collarbones. Because I don't believe in wasting product. For the lips, again, I'm going for Rare Beauty. I'm just sticking to the theme. No, maybe, but not really the vibes. All right, so I'm just gonna dab a bit of the shade here. This one is Brave Matte Lip Cream. Kind of like an orangey nude. I'm gonna go for JACLYN Cosmetics Coffee Cake Lip Liner and just define my lip shape a little bit. Coffee Cake's a little too dark. Okay, not Coffee Cake. I'm gonna go for Butter Pecan. Just defining those corners a bit. Going for that slightly pillowy feel. I like it. I feel like this is a very mask-friendly lip combo. And now for the lashes. Lunar Beauty Nova. I'm gonna cut them to size. I'm gonna quickly curl them. I'm gonna let that sit for a sec. And then I'm gonna glue these babies down. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Who is she? Where is she going? I'm gonna quickly add just a tiny line of liner to these lashes to disguise the band. And here we have the look. Ooh, let me model it for you. Okay, so this is the look. We get it. I quite like the look. I think it's very current with just a hint of throwback. And when I say throwback, I don't mean 90s, 2000s. I more mean like 2016. Something about this color combo is making me remember things, almost like deja vu. On to the products. Are we ready? I'm ready. All right, so off the bat, my initial impression of this palette was that it is very neutral. It's something that has different textures and is probably something that would be very wearable for every day. I like the fact that it has a big old glitter shade in the center, so you could really play up any look and make it a little bit more special. I like the color combination outside of it just feeling a tad boring for me personally. Now, upon swatching the colors, I realized that, well, they didn't have enough emollient to really create those beautiful swatches like Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath, but the shadows did apply well to both sides, both the Rare Beauty and the Fenty Beauty side. I actually quite like this primer. I like the fact that it mattified and also evened out my lid, making it very, very smooth in appearance. I will say some of the colors didn't perform the way that I expected them to perform. Some could have definitely used a little bit more pigment. Specifically, I'm talking about the two darker shades here. Having said that, considering the colors as they are, I don't think they will be very fitting for people who have a deeper complexion. So these two are the deepest shades, and you'll obviously need to use much darker shades in order to create dimension on your face if you have a deeper skin tone. The other colors, specifically the shimmery duochrome gold here and the shimmery colors here, plus the glitter, will probably perform well, but I don't see this as a very universal palette. Having said all of that, for $29, I think you guys already have all of these colors in your stash. I've seen these formulations before. I've seen these colors before. Am I super impressed and am I super excited for this one? Not really. Not really. It's okay. It's on the good side of average, and I will stick to that. So that is my Team Truth style review for the eyeshadow palette and for the primer. This Pore Diffusing Primer, I'm gonna have to give a couple more shots. I'm gonna have to test it out with different foundations, see if it really works. So let me wrap it up. Let me zoom on out so that you can check out my next couple of videos here. I hope you guys enjoy this review. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. I love you.